America, you deserve a raise, up to triple what you're making right now. And one of the best ways to get it is to give undocumented immigrants their papers. Happy Lunar New Year, everyone. I'm Vasant, I'm a data journalist, and I'm here to fight for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Well, even though productivity has been steadily rising in this country since 1948, pay has really not kept pace. And in fact, you can see how bad it's gotten in the orange shaded area here, which is the difference between productivity and pay since about 1948. And here's the kicker, America. If our pay as typical workers had kept pace with productivity, we would be getting paid about triple what we're getting paid right now. That's right. The federal minimum wage is just about $7.25. But if it had been keeping pace with our productivity, it would be $23. I mean, just imagine what you could do with that money. Well, you might be wondering, if we're not getting paid more but our productivity is going up, where's all the profits going? Well, it's going to the people who own stocks in the companies that we work for and the CEOs who run them. Don't believe me? Look at this chart, which shows how much more a CEO of a company makes than a typical worker. In 1965, a CEO would make about 21 times that of a typical worker in their company. But in 2 years ago, they were making 300 times as much. That shaded area is the difference between what your CEO makes and what you make. And it's a lot. You might be thinking, okay, I know that there's a problem, but what am I supposed to do? I can't just go into my boss's office tomorrow and ask them for a triple what my salary is. Well, no, you can't. But luckily, there is a place called the Brookings Institute in Washington, D.C. It's a nonprofit, big think tank that put out a paper that addressed this very issue. And one of the things that they mention, including joining labor unions or making boring like tax changes and policy changes, is to give undocumented immigrants their papers. Why, you ask? Because if you're living in fear of an ICE raid every day, you're going to put up with shitty pay and even shittier treatment from your boss. Raising the bar for the cheapest and potentially most vulnerable part of the labor market is a tide that will raise the boats for everyone else, including you and me. So look, there are lots of things we should be doing in order to get paid what we're worth. And that includes joining labor unions and pushing for taxes on CEO pay. But it also means that we need to be pushing back on these mass deportations. We need to think about ways to sabotage raids or to keep ICE from getting into the hospital or church or school. We need to consider disobeying orders from a superior officer. We need to find creative ways to resist. And I just want to say, if you are someone who is affected by these raids, if you're someone who's scared right now, my heart goes out to you. Know that I'm going to be figuring out how to do my part to help you out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Vasant Laplam, and together, we're the Resistance.